Hello, my friends. Amy with Campbell Creations, and today we are playing with Bargain Bead Box July 2025 Ice Cream Shop Collection. Just a little bit of it, just a little bit. This should probably be a pretty quick video. Well, actually, let me re-advise on that. It was going to be a pretty quick video until about 10 minutes before I started recording and had another thought, and so we'll see how long the video will be. But what I'm wanting to make, I had kind of given you a hint that I was wanting to use this beautiful, beautiful focal to make a lariat necklace, and that's what we're going to do today. I may do mine a little bit different than you do yours, and I may be learning a little bit today as I go because of what I just thought about doing, and who knows, maybe you could learn a little bit of something on it too. So here's what I'm thinking. I want it to be simple, but I couldn't decide, did I want it to be like a bit of an A line going up, or did I want it to be a two-piece? Did I want something, you know, as a secondary necklace? Did I want to hang dangles from this, you know, or did I just want to leave it plain? One thing I did know is I wanted to use this guy, and I wanted to use this chain. This chain is, let me get it. This is chain 408. I have a lot of it because I like it a lot. It's from beadboxbargains.com, and pretty much everything, well, mostly everything that I'm going to be using today, if it's not from the box, which this is from the box, you know, then it is from beadboxbargains.com. So I brought out some of my little bicones. I use these bicones generally to also stuff those bead caps. I brought out some little rondelles here, and these are just little crystal guys. And I have some crimp tubes. These are rose gold crimp tubes, but I like to use them as spacers. They're just the right tone for me, and so they're just itty bitty little guys, and they're the really light rose gold, and I love them. I get them from Beadbox Bargains website, and yesterday, when I got the last anniversary collection. Yeah. I ordered a couple more of those. So, excited about that. I brought in some little daisy spacers, and these are the gunmetal daisy spacers, and I may need more of that. I can't believe that's all I got out of my regular daisy spacers. And then I have some of our itty bitty, teeny tiny, but oh so beautiful rainbow plated hematite disc spacers. So, and oval jump rings. And I have some stainless steel lobster claw clasps. So here's what I'm thinking about doing. Well, let me first start. Let me go back. Here's what I do when I make a lariat necklace. I always have a little piece of 24, 26 gauge wire that is a different shade than whatever my wire or whatever my chain is going to be that I'm using for the lariat. Because the way I do mine, I think may be different than yours, or maybe anybody else's. I don't know. I've never seen anyone do it this way, but it works for me. So I'm going to show it to you, okay? So I cut this into several little pieces, okay? And so I'm just going to come in here. I'm going to go about down to the halfway spot, and we're not using it for anything in the design. We're just utilizing it for efficiency. So I'm going to cut off, and I'll make probably 4 of these. So I'll just cut them down. And I just have little pieces. I just want to make sure that it's a different tone than what our chain is. So the way I gauge my lariat necklace is I put it on. So I put the chain around me, and I see where I want it to stop, where I want that connection to be. And then I put a little piece of this in there as a kind of placeholder, and then go from there. So that's what I'm going to do first, okay? I don't know how much I have out here. I just got out whatever was left in the bag that was there. So this is probably a good, I don't know, let's measure it. Let's measure it and see what we've got. It's not going to be this long. I'm pretty certain of that, because I don't like my lariat necklaces too long. I love this chain. I just love this chain. So we're at, let's see, 6, 12. So this is about 24 inches long. Okay. So let's see. I'm going to put this around my neck. So I have it around my neck. I'm gauging to see where I would want that to connect, and I am pinching it off here. Okay. So this is the end that's left, and what I'm going to do here is I know it's right about here that I want that connection to be. So I'm just going to grab it and twist it up. Okay, so I have a little placeholder there. So then if I'm wanting, now I'll say, if I'm wanting it to be an A line, for example, then I will put this back on and I'll see where I want those beads to stop, just based on how it feels, where I think I would want them, and then I'll put another little piece up here so that I know where I want it to stop. That's what I do. That's how I work it out. For this scenario though, I'm thinking, because again, I was trying to figure out if I wanted, A-line, or if I wanted it plain, or if I wanted to do something else with it. And I had a thought. What if it's convertible? What if we make a little strand, okay, a little strand with beads on it, and we put a little lobster claw clasp at each end, and then we can choose what we want to do with it. It could be connected down here, and it could come up and be connected here for our A-line. It could be connected here, and then it can come across and connect here, and it can be kind of a double strand. We can choose what we want to do with it. I really, really like choices. I like giving choices as well, and so I think that's what we're going to do today. I think that's what we're going to do. So, you want to hang with me, and we can do it? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. So, here is where I think I'm wanting it to stop. So from here, I think is where I'm going to put my pendant. Let me see about how long that is that we're going to be taking off. And sometimes you don't take it off. Sometimes you want a tail coming down, right? Okay, so this is going to be right about 5.5 inches, about 5.5 inches up. So sometimes you want a tail going down, so you don't want to cut it off. And you know what? This time, I'm thinking maybe I'm not going to cut it off because I don't know for absolute certainty. So we can cut it off later. I'll leave it on for right now. We'll get this bad boy connected, and then we'll see what we end up doing from there. So I'm wanting to make a bail for him. Wanting to make a little bail. And I think the way I want to make that bail is with some of my beading wire. And the beading wire that I've gotten out today is, forgot to keep it out, it is Soft Flex Satin Silver Color in Fine. And I knew I wanted to use little bitty beads, or probably use little bitty beads, so I wanted to make sure it was fine. And it's going to be just a small little thing anyway, so we're not going to need too much. I'm going to say hold on just for a second while Maxine finishes drinking her water. Okay, so I think I'm going to get out some more wire. And oh, I have scraps somewhere. I definitely have little scraps. Yeah, I got some scraps. So this is not going to need to be very long. Okay, so I'm going to clip this off. What is it? Maybe about 3-4 inches. Not too long. I want it to be long enough that I'm not like, with my fingers trying to do all this business, but it's not going to be very long. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and put a clamshell connector at one end. And this clamshell connector that I'm using, these are stainless steel. So I want to make sure that I am opening up it a little bit before I even get started because they are tough little boogers. So I'm going to come up here, let's pop this on, and we'll start on that bail. And I'll tell you, originally, like as of last night when I went to sleep, what I was going to be doing this morning was not this lariat necklace. I decided last night that I just really, really, really wanted to knock out another project that I'm excited about. And when I woke up this morning, I was like, lariat necklace. I need to make that lariat necklace. And, here's what I want to do, which isn't what I'm actually doing, but that's how it happens. Things change, and who knows, it could change while we're doing this tutorial. Happened before, right? It can totally happen. So I'm going to get out, I'm going to need more of these guys, I believe, because I don't think I want to use the gunmetal on this bail. I think I want to use these, and I'm going to make it very simple, okay, where it's going to be really, really simple, but it's going to look cool, and it's going to almost blend into this chain. And I'm hoping a lot of it kind of blends into the chain. That's why I'm being very purposeful in what I'm picking out. I have the oval jump rings that I'm using because these are all oval, and so it'll kind of blend in there that way. And then I have one oval jump ring that's bigger than the others for the connection, but I still want it to stay kind of standard with, blending in. And sometimes with the lariat, you don't want it to blend in. And initially, I was going to do this beautiful toggle that came in the box because that's really ornate. It would go beautifully with this, but that's not what's happening now. That's not what I ended up deciding. So here we go. So I don't want this to be too big, but I am going to just alternate, and I'm going to do some of these little bitty disc spacers and our daisy spacers. And I'm just going to do one and then the other, one, then the other, one, then the other. And I'm just going to be kind of looking at it to see what I want that length to be, because I just want this to be able to get through it. I don't want there to be a bunch of extra wiggle room, none of that. I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for it to just fit. Because again, I'm thinking about having it all kind of blend in to where this thing looks like it's just floating on that chain. That's my thought anyways. How many do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll probably need more than that. I can't believe how this box has taken me in such a different direction than what its intention was. That doesn't happen all the time, but I also kind of can't help it. I have sat here like, okay, I'm going to do something relating to ice cream shop. I'm going to do that. And then bing, 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 bing. And next thing I know, I'm only using one thing from the box. All right, so let's see. Yeah, it needs to be bigger than this because you see that won't even fold in on itself. So we need to keep going. I'll probably do maybe 2 or 3 more of these daisy spacers, and that should do it. But I want this to be just a little video thing. I may not even use these a number 2 crimp for the other side. I may just use number 1, just because it's not going to be holding much, just this little guy. Let's see what we're looking at now. So if I come in here, I fold this up in half. Yeah, that's plenty big. See that? That's plenty big. The question is, do I want to take 1 or 2 of these off? Yeah, I'm thinking I might want to. So let's do this. Let me just take 1 of these off. I know it's not going to make that big of a difference, but it'll make a difference. And let's see. Yeah. See, I'm bringing him right underneath where that other one is, just to see what we'd be looking at. And it will be just a little video guy. I like him. I like him little bitty. I like them little bitty. And why did I put this on here? I am just about as silly as they get, you guys. Just about as silly as they get. I don't want to do this yet. Okay, that's the first thing I've done this time around, and that maybe hopefully you can learn from me on. Okay, because we're going to be bringing these up together. Okay, bringing these up together with 1. So, yeah. I'm just silly. So let's go ahead and grab our clamshell connector. I'm going to open him up. And I want to open him up pretty wide because I'm going to be working with just a little space down here. So he's nice and open. And then I'm going to get just a little one of our number 2s. Just a little one. Okay, so I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to pop this guy on. Get both those strands in there. Typically you want to go fine with this, so that both those strands can easily get up in there. Okay, and then I'm going to bring him, scooch him all the way down here. I'm going to pull each of these to make sure that I don't have any gaps. They're crossed, it looks like. Let me uncross them so I can get them scooched a little bit more. They always want to cross. There we go. So now I can scooch him all the way down. All the way down. Okay, that's what we're looking at here. So I'm going to keep a hold of him as best as I can. We're going to get this slid on. So here's this way. Get that other one up in there. I'm going to push him down as far as I can go before I let go down here. Just that I can keep that from creating space. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to bring my trusty pliers in here. And this is going to be, I don't know how much you're going to be able to see of this, guys, but I'm just going to scooch him down in here. There we go. Get him nice and snug. See, we just have that little gap, just super cute. Trim this off. close him up. Okay, and we have a nice, tight, cute little bail that's going to give a little bit of bling effect, right? A little bit of bling effect. Okay, and so with this bail, what we're going to be doing here is when this connects like this, actually I thought I wanted it like this. Actually, it wouldn't matter. It can go like this, and then I can connect it this way. That way I see, you know, because it's that oval, right? It's that oval I'm looking for. So I want him to be like this, so that would work out just fine. Just fine. And one of our little ovals should work out for it. If not, I have a bigger one, like that guy over there. But I'm hoping that this will work out. Actually, before I put him, I'll go ahead and put him on there. Okay, so I'm going to pop him through. And I think I'm going to want to open him a little bit more just to get around those spacers. Make it a little easier on myself. And let's see how I did, if this thing will work or if I need to get a bigger one. See, because he's got to get up and around those. Up and around. Yeah, I'm going to use that bigger one. I'm going to need to use the bigger one. We'll save you, though. We'll save you, little guy. Oops. A little more. Okay. What you got, Jasper? What are you chewing on, buddy? What you chewing on? Huh? I hear him at my feet with his little chompers going. Oh, Amy. Go up and through here. So let's get him popped through. There he is. Get him closed up. Make sure he's good and closed. And that's what we have. Super cute, right? Just a little something, something, little bling effect that goes with it as well. I like that. That's good. That's good. I need to remember to get another one of those bigger ones out, but it'll be okay. So then I'm going to use this other little one, and I'm going to find where I'm popping him on at. And I'm going to put him right here where we have our placeholder. Okay, and we still have our tail there. So from here, oh, see him just, he just went ahead and connected himself, you know. Okay, so here's our placeholder. And I'm just going to cut that off now. And I'll just use that little guy to connect him. I actually would have liked to have put that on the clamshell connector first, but here we go. Pop him right on there. Okay, and then I'm going to take a look and see how that, oops, 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 how that would look. Okay, do I want to bring it through more than one? I think I do. So here I popped it on two of them. See those two guys that's in there? And then I'm going to check and make sure it lays right. So let's close them up, because this jump ring is just going to blend right on in. Okay, so then here's this. And then when he's hanging, let's say that's gone. When he's hanging, he's good. He's good. And he has two of those guys in there for his security. So I like that. I like it a lot. And then from here, what I do is just above where this is, I'm going to put our connector, our ring that we're going to connect to for that lariat. So we're going to do it ring style. So I'm going to pull in this guy. He's going to go on that side. And then I need another larger oval jump ring. So my big ones are over here all special. I'll get two out just in case. Okay. And this one too, he's going to kind of blend in, but because he's bigger, we will know whenever we're connecting it. We'll be able to grab a hold of it. And so I see where that one's connected, so I'm going to move him to the side. That way we see where he's connected. See that? I'm gonna go right above and grab those two. Okay, so you see where he's connected and where I'm grabbing, just right above that, right above that. Oh, he moved. Hold on. What did I do? Oh no, I moved with this one. Oh, you guys, I tell you. I was like, how did he move? What happened? Okay, so I'm going to do this again. I'm going to go right above him. I'm just going to close this up. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to try this on, and I'm going to see for sure that the end of this is where we want that to be connected, where we're going to connect this lobster claw clasp. So one sec here. Okay, I've got him on. Get that around my neck here. And then I'm going to act as if I'm clasping it. That's what I'm doing right now, acting as if I'm clasping it, and is this where I want it to be? And it is. Oh, that's great. That's great. Okay, so verifier is good, our length is good, and this is where I want him to be connected. It's so simple. It's so simple like that. Really, it is. What I do if I want to bead it, okay, so if I want to add beads, say I wanted this to be kind of an A-line and I was going to add beads directly to it or dangles directly to it, something like that, then I put this back on again and I measure, okay, so here's where this is on my chest, about here is where I would want it to stop. And then I put one here. That way I know I don't go above that, and then I can measure on the other side if it's going to be a double-sided to have the same depth or that same length, right? That's the way I do it. That's the way I do it. So I'm going to come here to the end and we're going to connect our little lobster claw guy. Okay, I'm connected. I don't want to use the big jump ring. I'm just going to use our regular little one. Ooh. So get him opened up. Pop him on. And I like to have it hang just to make sure I'm getting what I want to get. Closing up. And this is so simple for a lariat necklace. So simple. Now, I'm still going to leave this guy on here because who knows? We could change things, right? But for right now, we're going to talk about our other strand. Yeah. So with this other strand, what I'm thinking, let's pretend this guy's gone. Let's pretend he's gone. What I'm thinking is, first, I do want to try this on so that I know that if it was connected as, and actually it doesn't matter, right? Because we're going to put a lobster on both sides. But I still want to see if it was connected where I would want to connect it and what that length is going to be. That way I know that when I'm making this, I'm not making it too long to where it's drooping too much or making it too short to where it's tightening this where I don't want it to be tightened, right? So I'm going to put this back on again. So if I had this, for example, as a double strand, oh, that's about where I'd want the A-line to stop to if it was A-line, so that works out. So right about here. So I'm going to go ahead and pop another one of these little guys in there. And then what I'm going to do, just to make sure I know what I want my length for this wire to be, I'm going to bring this back down as if this chain's gone, right? He's cut off. We're not going to pay any attention to him. He's all cut off. Okay, I'm going to measure how far up from our focal it is. So let's come here. So from our focal we are, we're about 3.5 inches. 3.5 inches. So I'm going to come over on this side and I'm going to measure up 3.5 inches. Make sure he's tight. And I'm going to pop on another one of these guys. Okay, so at 3.5, grab a hold of this one, pop him on. So I know where our placeholders are. I know what we're looking at for where I want it to be. So then if this was connected, let's come in here. Let's go ahead and connect it. Okay, so he's connected. this is behind my neck. This guy isn't here. This guy isn't here. All right. Okay, if this is up and around my neck, bring this down a little bit. Okay. Oh, oh. I want these guys to be even side by side, so that way it lets me know if I'm, you know, because I've already put it on my neck, right? I know that I wanted it to be here. I measured it for this side, so I want these to be in line directly across from each other. Okay. Actually, he would most likely be like that. So that means that needs to go out more. So that's not too far apart, right? That's not too far apart. That is, we're looking at about, I would say, let's go ahead and say 3.5 inches. Okay, I'd rather have a little too much than not enough because I don't want it to tighten it on me. If it's going to have a little bit more of a droop, I'm okay with a little more of a droop. So 3.5. Okay, 3.5 would be straight across. So then I'm going to go 3 3/4. That way I have a little something. Just a little something. And then if we were looking at 3 3/4 coming up on an A line, then I'd be right about here. So if I had decided to wear this A line and clipped him down here and clipped him up here, that's about where my A line would be. And I like that. That's cute. That'd be cute. Okay, so we know what we want this guy to be. So let's set this to the side for a moment, you know, and move all of our beads. Come up here, little guy. And I don't think I want anything dangling necessarily from it. I just want it to be a little something something. And now that I'm looking at my beads, I'm thinking, I want gemstones. I mean, he's a gemstone. Doesn't he deserve to have gemstones above him? Yes, of course he does. Okay, so we'll do that. We'll do that. But first I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my clamshell connector on one end. I'm going to lobster it, and then we'll just work that way. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that because I know me and I change things too much. So I better not do that. I better not do that. Oh, let's get some gemstones out. Oh, who knows? This may be like an all over the place video where you guys are like, Amy, what in the world? Oh, I have a kitty cat hair. How about that? Shocker, shocker. Okay, does that open? Yep. Okay. Here is one of my containers with all of my baby gemstones, and I love these containers. I'll link this below. I got this on Amazon, but I'm wanting those light colors, like the light pinks and whites, and yep, that looks good. And actually this one looks pretty good too. Okay, do we need anything else? Do we need anything else? I don't think so. So, do you think it would be smart if I did a bead bug on one side? So I will definitely do that. Okay, and if this was going to be a total of about 3 3/4 inches, okay, let's see where we would be. So with the lobster, so with that lobster at the end here, my strand is going to come down here. So he's about a little over 1/4. Okay, so my strand is coming down here. I'm going to be ending probably about 3.5. That's all the longer it's going to be. That's all the longer it's going to be. I'm going to give myself just a little bit of wiggle room. I'm going to go ahead and cut it off so that I know I'm not going to go too long because I like beads and I will end up going too long. And then it's going to hang down all over the place and it's going to be crazy and all that good stuff. So, okay, I have this bead bugged. I have a little extra length and I know I have a little extra length. So, our beads. What all do I have here? Oh, looky, look what I have here. These are little rose quartz, and I have some stars and some little discs. Almost all of these came from beadboxbargains.com. Actually, it's very possible that all of them came from beadboxbargains.com. Very possible. And I love these little bitty guys. Look at them. Oh, that is beautiful. Okay, we're gonna grab some of them. Yeah, those are really cute. I like those. And then those are just a little bit bigger. Let's try those on for size. There's some whites in that, some grays, some pinks, some peaches. I like it. And then let's see what we have over here. These are a little more vivid. Let's put them out and let's see. That gives me 3 sizes to play with. Oh, I like the pinks in that though. Little brighter than what I'd be looking for, so I probably won't go for those, but I like that combination. Okay, we'll go with that. We'll go with that. I'll set this up here. And I know I'm going to want to pull in some of these guys. I know I'm going to want some of these, and definitely some gunmetal just to pull out the antiqueness of this, and possibly a little of our rose gold spacers. Sorry guys. And now I'm just going to be honest. Now I'm thinking I want a dangle. Do I want a dangle? You know what? I haven't shown you guys what oh, let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, let's do that. So I've told you guys that sometimes I come to the mat and I'm like, okay, I'm going to do a design and we're going to do this for, you know, bead box bargains. Here's my box. Here's what I'm looking to, you know, what's hitting me, what's sparking, where am I going? And then I end up spending my whole time just playing. And when I play, what I mean is I'm doing this. I really haven't shared this with you guys. Okay, so this sometimes sparks me. So if I'm not knowing what I want to do with something or with a pair of earrings or something, I'll come back to these things that I've created by playing. And this is ever changing. I will sometimes take it apart and redo it, or you know, I'll add to it, or I'll utilize one sometimes. But for earrings, for little dangles, for little charms, and this is what I do. So I love, like I said, I love stacking things. I really love stacking things. I love putting them together like this. But a lot of times when I'm doing an actual design, this kind of stuff isn't hitting me. It's the big picture that's hitting me, you know? And so when just the big picture's hitting me and I don't know what little things I want to incorporate, I will lay these out and they help spark me on what I want to do. And since I'm going to want something small, these may spark me on what I want to do for a dangle. So I love I love doing these. I mean, like this guy, he's just all stacked up, and these are little peridot chips that makes it look like it has a little, you know, a little stem, a little curly coming down. Just fun stuff. And then we've got this guy here. He has all kinds of bead caps going on. But isn't that oh so fun? I love stacking. Just in case I haven't said it. Just in case. Oh, this is one of my favorites actually. Little carnelian pumpkin. And then I use that peridot, and he looks like just a little pumpkin dangle guy, and I just love him. I just love him. Oh, I really like this one. I really, really like this one. So this is, I am a fan of using these bead caps, or these little bellflower caps upside down, and I think that just looks really cute. Isn't that so cute? Do I want to use a dragonfly today? Possibly. That's so cute. Then we've got this guy, little bird. He's got a little dragonfly hanging under him. Aren't these so cute though? This is what I do. This is what I do when I want to play. I just take all my little things, because I love little things, and I just put them all together and stack them and play with them and see what goes good with what, and I just love them. That's so cute. So cute. Oh, and this, I love this one. Actually, this is the top. So it's almost like a little firefly is carrying away some stuff. I have fun. I have fun. I have fun. I wasn't planning on showing you this, but then again, I wasn't planning on a dangle either. I think that would be, something like that would be cute. Oh, but I haven't done this since I got my new bead cap. So let's see. I definitely have a spark. I definitely have a spark looking at these. I just love them. They make me happy. They make me happy. So this is what I do. This is what I have. And sometimes I just pull them out to help me with some inspiration on pieces. Oh, I really like this guy too. Looks like he's just like sitting on top of, and that's so cute. Okay. I'm gonna put him up. I'll probably bring these out at some point again, and they'll be completely different because that's what happens. They'll be completely different. Sometimes I take a bunch of them apart and, put them all away and back where they go. And, it just depends on what I'm feeling and what I'm thinking. But that's what I've got so far in here. Cute. Okay, so let's see what we want to do for a little dangle. I don't want anything too over the top. I want it to be dainty because I want the strand to be dainty. So let's go and let's get out. These are my small ones. These are my smaller of the bigger ones. See, so I went ahead and pulled out some of the smalls and all of the different tones that I have. And I just like them. I really like this one. I showed this one to you guys. It reminds me of a vase with an elongated neck. Super cute, super cute. So let's do this. Let's set him up here and see what we're thinking. I really, really like these. I really like those. I like these ones that look like they're doubled. Actually, I might use this guy. Looks like I've already stacked, right? Yeah, I might use that. I might use that with the bellflower. Let's use that with the bellflower. Let's do that. Let's do that. And then I might get out a couple more of these. Let's pull out a few of these and see what we've got. Cute, cute, cute. So if I had this guy, he's cool. He might look cool coming down from under him. Oh, I might do that. Okay. And actually it just hit me. I think there's a bead cap that I want to use in this. Okay, so let's do that. Let's do that. Bead cap for this. Let's see. Yep, there it is. I used this just a few days ago. I don't need a bunch of them. Nope, definitely don't need a bunch of them. I have a thought. Yep. And just like that, it happens, and I just love it. I just love it. So I want to get out some of my bellflowers. I do think I want a bellflower to be in him. So here's some of my flowers that I have separated. So these aren't necessarily my bellflowers, right? But I love these as like the, bead cap or something going under it. Let's see. Put those back. I know which one I want. I want one of him. Unless he's, oh, no, not you, sorry. You. Now let's see how it fits in there. Woohoo. Oh, okay, that's happening. Okay, let me get a couple eye head pins. So these are stainless. So let's get out a couple, I guess, that's full size because I don't know how, I don't want it very long, but I don't know. Let's go. Actually, I think it'd be probably good if we went with a couple of these. That would be good. And then let's get out, I love these because they're a heavier gauge and that ball is just like very prominent and I can do simple wraps on them. I don't have to wrap them, I can do a simple loop. I mean, I don't have to do a wrapped loop. Okay, so let's see. I think I'd want actually, instead of a gemstone, maybe one of these crystals to start it. Yeah, so let's do this. I don't want it to be long. I'm going to go with this size. Oh, they're all connected to each other. How about one that's not connected to them? There we go. And then I'm liking this opaque one. I keep looking at it. It reminds me of that rose quartz. Okay, so if I started with that, and do I want to bead cap him? I don't think so. I may change my mind on that, but I do want to get out a couple. Do I have? Nope, I don't have any bead caps. Let me get out a couple. Oh, and my bead cap should be coming from Fire Mountain. So I had told you guys that I was waiting on all my baby bead caps that I went ahead and ordered to re-up, my stock because I'm pretty low. Well, it was sitting at the distribution center at the post office distribution center in my city for several days. And then I checked last night and now it was sent back to Kansas City. So I don't know what's happening. I checked, it's the right address, it's the right information, all of that's right. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know. Let's do this. Let's do a bead cap just on the bottom, but not on the top. Okay. So like that. Yeah. Let me bring him in. That way he kind of sits in there. See? And then these bellflowers fill them so perfectly. Like, look at that. Oh, that is so cute. Yeah, I like that. Let's do a bead cap underneath. That's good. I like that. And then do we want to do, let's do a little gemstone popping out. Let's do one popping out. I'm thinking this white is like calling me. Oh, I just saw your whole little guy. Come down here. Right, there you are. Yeah, that's cute. Okay, I think I'm just going to do a little simple loop down here. This is all I want for this, because what I'm thinking now is I'm going to connect this to one down here, and I'm going to bring that guy in. Possibly that guy, but definitely that guy. Okay, so do simple loop. Get out our round nose and our little cutters here. I really wasn't thinking dangle. I was really thinking just a little bit of pretty beads going across. Oh, but how's that dangle going to affect if we're doing an A-line? It would affect it. Well, let's finish out this dangle, and then we'll see. I'm actually not going to connect it now, I don't think. Maybe we could do something like this for an earring. Or maybe it could go in my collection. It could go in my play collection. I could do that. Oh. That's so cute, right? Like that or like that. Just so cute. So cute. So, you know. I'm going to finish it though. I'm going to finish it. I'm going to finish it. You guys can just play with me for a minute. Okay, so what I'm thinking is on one of these here, I'm thinking I want a little gemstone at the bottom. Okay, so if I get one of our little babies in here, maybe that same kind of way, if this fits in him. I wanted to make sure and use fine because I didn't know for some of these what I was going to be using, how I was going to be using it. And so I'm glad since these are teeny. I like him. He's the ticket. Ooh, hold on. This will be cool. Okay, hold on. Let's see if it's going to be as cool as I thought anyways. So, let me bead cap. Let me do a bead cap going away from this baby bead at the bottom. And then let's pop him on. See how cute that looks. I love these little discs. Oh, I love them. And then I do a bead cap on top of him, because here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that this little disc would fit up in this guy. Nice. Oh. Okay, hold on. Look at, oh, that is so cool. I've got to do something with that. I've got to do something with that. That is awesome. I love that. Oh, I do. Yes, I do. Isn't this so much fun? This is what I do. I get out just a bunch of different stuff and I just stare at it for a few, and then I'm like, ooh, what about that? Ooh, what about that? Ooh, what about that? And it's just a lot of fun for me. It's a lot of fun for me. I thoroughly enjoy it. If you can't tell right now, I thoroughly enjoy it. Okay, I'm going to do a little simple loop on top. I don't think I want a gemstone or anything on top of him. So I'm going to come down pretty low. It's tough stuff. Okay, for my simple loop, I'm about 1/4 of an inch. Woohoo! He says no. Yeah, I can pop off just a little bit of that. Yes, did you hear that? These are tough. I love them. I'll find that link and I'll link it below. I'll link below for everything that I've got stainless steel, because everything I got stainless steel, it was either from Temu or from Amazon, because I had that Temu haul that was all stainless steel. I'll link that below too. I'll link that in the description box below. That way, if any of you guys are new here, you can see that. Temu had reached out to me 2 different times so far, with, you know, the ability for me to order whatever I want, just to do an unboxing on my channel. And I, of course, chose to do, you know, instead of just stuff for me personally, one of those hauls was nothing but stainless steel findings. All stainless steel findings I could find on Temu's site. And I'll tell you, I had some friends that had reached out and said they'd gotten some stainless steel from Temu and they weren't really very satisfied with it. I'll tell you, all of this is still just rock starring for me. It's done well. It's done really well for me. And I got a lot, $150 worth. Yeah. So I think I want to pop him right on the bottom here and close him up. And now you see what the dangle would have been if we would have done a dangle. Because we're not going to do the dangle now, but he can go in my collection and he's super cute. I like him. That's super cute. Okay, so I don't want to say it was wasted time, okay, but you know, we're not going to utilize anything from that time other than getting to see some of my cute stuff and some of the things that I do with it. Oh, okay. So if I'm wanting this to go across, and I'm wanting it to potentially have a little bit of give when it's going side to side, you know, I don't want anything too over the top. I want very simple, just a little bling bling something something. And I think these gemstones are the ticket. I think this is definitely what I wanted to do. I just didn't know it at the time. So we're gonna do a very basic little series here. Let's knock out a very basic little series. And so I think what I'm wanting to do is some bigger ones in the center and the littler ones at the end. So if I come in here, yeah, I'm gonna leave that bead bug. I'm gonna leave the bead bug. Okay, and we're gonna pop some of these on here, and I don't want them to go in any specific color order, nothing. They're just gonna give us some bling effect going on with this piece. But I'm going to stop overthinking it, because as soon as I stop overthinking it, all of those little holes will start to show. Maybe. I'm telling you, when I play with these and I am not recording, I can just pop them right on. It's the craziest thing. But then again, a lot of times when I'm playing, I don't have all of my lights on. And so when all of my lights are on, I mean, it just looks like that's the hole no matter where I move it. You know, there's the hole. But that one is. I like that. A little purple. I think I'm going to do 5 of these. One, two, three, 4. Let's do one of these pink guys up here. Okay, and then I think what I want to do is I'm going to do one of our little hematite, maybe one of our gunmetal. And a little hematite. And I will probably end up altering and putting one at the end as well, but that just pulls out the darks, right? The darks that's coming out of this. I like that. I think that's good. And since I did get 3 different sizes out, maybe I'll graduate it. Okay, so let's move some of these over. Okay, I like where I'm going here. I like where I'm going. So now let's go down to 3. So I'm gonna put one of these guys. I'll do a light one, and then maybe a color on the 3rd. That'll work. And then I'm just going to do one of our little hematite just for that bling effect. Then I'll do another one. So let's go with, let's do another gray one. I like that. And then a lighter one in the middle. And then a color. Okay, so now I'm going to do some bigger ones probably. Let's see what that is, because we're only going to want a few inches. Yeah, and we're already an inch and a half. It doesn't take long. So an inch and a half is 3 inches, and so I'm only going to have a couple of these bigger ones in the middle. I'll do 3 of these bigger ones in the middle, and then if we need to pull a couple off from the sides because we put 5, we can do that. We can do that, but I still want to stick with, since I'm changing the sizing, I do want that hematite gunmetal spacer and hematite. And then since we only have 3 of them, let's stick with the kind of pink ones. So I'm going to do a, come here guys, move, 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 move. How about you? There we go. Well, these are the bigger ones and their hole is harder to find. There it is. Let's do a white in the middle. This white one I just popped right out to me. And I said, oh yes, I see you. Oh yes, come right over here. Then let's do this kind of gray pink one. So it looks like it's gray on one side and pink on the other, and I think that's pretty cool. See that? See that line on him? So he's gray and then he turns pink. Isn't that cool? Yeah, I like him. Oh. Then we'll do our hematite and disc spacer, or hematite and daisy spacer. Oh. So hematite, daisy, hematite. And let's just go right back up that side. Okay, so we'll do 3 of these ones. So we'll kind of stick to the theme here. We'll do a little gray, a little lighter colored one, and then another colored one. Okay, and there we did 2 series of that. So here I'm just going to go ahead and put just a hematite. And then we'll do, oh, I love the shine in these. I think this is faceted moonstone. I think that's what this is, and I think our little bitty one is too. No, that isn't. That isn't. Nope, that has too many purples in it. So we'll do that white in the middle. And then let's do another one of those kind of peachy ones. Okay. So then we'll do hematite. Woohoo. Hematite. Daisy. Hematite. See, that's cute. It just gives those little pops. That's what I was initially thinking before dangle hit me, and then, you know, that didn't work out so well. Oh, geez, Amy. Geez. That's all right. It's fun. Did you guys have fun with it? I mean, I had fun. I had fun showing you the stuff I play with. I love doing that, though. I've got to be careful, though, because sometimes whenever it hits me and I want to do that, I'll spend hours doing it. Trust me, there's been a lot more than that. I just thoroughly enjoy it. Just like a kid, I still love to play. 2, 3, then we'll just do a little hematite here. And then 3 more. And then we're going to measure this and see where we're at. And then just like that, I mean, really, if I hadn't have detoured, this would have been a really short video, short tutorial. Oh, there's a fly. I'm telling you, it's, well, let's see. Right now, it is about 10 after 5 in the morning. Yeah, I wake up early. I wake up early. And so this is like the only light I have on. And it's a lot of light. And so if there is a fly in this house anywhere, he will find me. He will find me and he will come to my bead mat to play. And I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay, so let's see what this is. Actually, no, I didn't do that. I just did 5. Nope, I did not do that. I was just stuck in a series without looking. I was not paying attention. I was talking. Shocker. Okay, let's grab one more here. So I'm super excited. I am going to be recording like all weekend long. All weekend long. I have so many ideas and I'm super excited about them. And I'm going to be playing. I'm going to be playing a lot this weekend. I'm going to be recording. Okay, so we're about 3. That's what we're looking for. So total, because we're adding almost a ½ inch, about a 1/4 inch on each side for the lobster claw clasp. So I think we're going to stop here. I don't want to make it too long, but I do not think it's going to be like tight going across. And that I definitely don't want, but I do not think that's going to be a problem. Because once we end this, we're then going to be adding, our jump ring, our little lobster claw guy. So because I need to open this more. If I don't open this more, it's almost impossible to get my pliers down in there to close off that crimp. Oh, they're just so tough. Like, look at my thumb and my finger. Okay, so let's get him popped on. And put one of our crimp tubes. I'll close him up. He's not holding on to hardly nothing either. This thing's about as weightless as it gets. I think the clamshell connectors are the heaviest part. I know they're gemstones, but they are tiny. Okay, closed up. Take this off. Get our other side going. Oh, I like that pop of that gunmetal in there. I've had a thing for gunmetal lately. Not sure why. Well, I've been working with a lot of stuff that needs to be silver or feels like it goes best with silver. And especially the antique-y stuff like this. Oh, gunmetal and silver. Are you kidding? That's like heaven for the antique-y looking stuff for me. Grab a hold of him. I'll pull up. Don't want to pull up too much though, and you don't want to push down too much because you don't want this thing to be stick straight. You want it to have flexibility. See, and we're good. So movement, flexibility without gaps. And I was thinking I was going to put like a hematite at the end here, but no. Well, obviously no, I'm done with it now, but I didn't mention it and I meant to. Okay, we'll close him up. So the way this is going to work is, well, first let me clean up here. One sec. Let's get these guys up. They're just little bitty old guys. I don't want them to get lost. Like this. This is why I don't trust myself. They need to get cleaned up. I will mess something up. I'll move something and send them flying. And that was what I was about to say when I did just that. Okay, I think the other ones were both in here. Yep. You, my little friend, do not need to be in here. And you're too big. You go over there. There. I feel a lot better about that now. Okay, so he's good. These guys are good. I need to get these out and these. And let's finish this guy up. And then the other thought of what I was going to be doing this morning, I will do tonight. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and clip him off now, okay? So we're going to keep this connected, and I want him to be connected to the two that he is hooked onto. So you see that I have him hooked onto two of them. And so I'm going to pop, see here, I'm going to pop this guy off. So I'm going to re-verify those two. Hold on. Actually, I'm going to come down a level, and then I'll go back up to it. That way I know I'm good. Come down an extra level. And then I'll just take off whatever's floating extra. Okay, so we have two that's floating extra that we're not connected to, these two guys. And I will pop them off now. With this chain, that's really the best way to do it, just to make sure, because they all look like they're just all everywhere. Okay, so let's get this stuff out of the way. We have our extra guy over here. And now let's make sure that there's no extra hangers. Nope, looks good. He looks nice and connected. Okay, so I still have this clasped. That's good. I'm gonna move these out of the way. Bring these guys down to center. And our necklace. So down here you see how it's connected. Looks pretty good, right? It doesn't look big and gaudy, nothing like that. I like it. It looks pretty good, and I love this little bail, so I'm really happy about the bail. So if I connected these guys on, let's see how long it would be. Let's see what it looks like. Let's grab our trusties out here. Let's hook them on and see what we think. Because then we can hook this directly to the necklace, you know. And I didn't want to go much smaller than this because that's the smallest I have in the stainless, and I wanted it to be stainless. I wanted it to be stainless. I didn't want to have to worry about that tarnish factor of it. Let's pop him back on. That stainless really matches the color of this chain. I love that. Okay. And our little oval jump rings are the same size as all of these little ovals that's on this chain. And that's just good stuff. So when we are connecting, so here's where I was thinking, right, for the connections. And then what you can do so that you kind of always know if you want that to go back across what you want it to be. Actually, if you look in the mirror, you'd be able to see it. You'd be able to know. But you could add another jump ring that just kind of hangs off to the side. That way it's not too noticeable whenever, you know, you're not using it. It wouldn't be too noticeable if there's another jump ring hanging off, but it would give you that kind of heads up of here's where I am. And actually, let me do that. I'll show you. Let me get another smaller one. Actually, if any of you, well, I know some of you, I'm so happy for that, have been here since the beginning. Remember at the very beginning whenever I had all of my oval jump rings? I'll show you. This, and I had dropped it and the top fell off and they all came out and all of them were like this. I still have part of them that I never sorted. And so I'm out of the silver ones, and so I needed silver ones, so I had to dump out some of them. But yeah, it's been over a year and I still haven't sorted them. It just is what it is. It is what it is. So let's do this. Let's put them where I want them to be. Then we'll kind of show that. So I'm going to replace where this is. I'm going to leave it there, right? So where is he connected? He's connected to these guys. So I'm going to pop this on. Okay, and then I will cut him off. Okay, so we have an extra little jump ring hanging out, see? Then over here on this side, let's do the same thing. Oh, he's decided to just, you know, hold on for dear life. There we go. I love the simplicity of this. I really do, because you can layer anything with it. And then having the option to give it a little something extra. Good stuff. Good stuff. I like that a lot. I like it a lot. Okay. Where are you at, little fella? Okay, so I'm going to go right through those two. Close him up. Then we'll clip off this bronze one. Doing it this way has just always worked really well for me. I was just in kind of testing chain and testing stuff that I ended up doing this the first time, and I was like, you know what, that just works. If something works for you, stick with it. Who cares if no one else does it like that? But it's good to watch other people, because hey, maybe they're doing something and you're like, oh, that's really cool, I never thought about it that way. Well, maybe kind of like this, maybe, who knows? Or you're like, no, you're crazy. That's okay too. Okay, so I'm gonna find my extra little jump ring that's sticking out. I'm gonna pop him on there. Then I'm gonna come over here and find my other little jump ring that's sticking out. I'm gonna pop him on there. And here's how he would be hanging. So there we go. So if he hung like this, he'd come down like this. Or if I let go of him over here. Oh, you're shaking. Ah, sorry guys. Daggone it. Ah, he's a little long. He's a little long to be down here. So if he's gonna be A-line, I'm gonna have to bring him up a little bit. I'm gonna have to bring him up a little bit. What was this total measurement? All the way up here. Yeah, I still did. I went a little long. He's about 4.5 inches. So it's about a 1/2 inch more than what I was intending. So let's do this. Okay, we always have this if we want to go straight across. But then if I come down here, I'm going to go, for me, I'm going to go right where it's already connected. So we have those two jump rings side by side. And I'm going to connect it on that bigger jump ring down here. I could just follow my path up. Oh, move him out of the way. Follow my path up. I would hook him right about there. I'm staring at the one I want. Yep, you. You. So if we wanted to wear it as an A-line, oh, I love that. I love that. I think that's my favorite. Right? So cute. I'm gonna leave it as that A-line. I think that's super cute. Super cute. What do you think, guys? What do you think? Did you learn from any of my mistakes today? Oh, I so enjoy this. I enjoy doing this with you guys. I so love what I'm doing, and I am so happy that you're here with me. So happy you're here with me. Until we meet back here next time, it'll be really soon, because I'm recording tonight, and then tomorrow morning, and then tomorrow afternoon, and then, yep, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a whole lot of stuff going on. Until then, my friends, have a fantastic Friday. Bye.